Garrett Byrd here with Storage Authority Franchise. I want to say a big thank you to the Franserve Network and all your fantastic franchise consultants. Looking forward to sharing our updated presentation that you could pass along to your clients and hopefully educate them. But I'll just get right into it. We really built this franchise model for the busy professional. Something that where we will help them and guide them through finding land, getting approvals, getting developed, running a first-class facility. The whole goal as they're doing this, a lot of our owners will stay with their current career or business that they're working on. And they're building self-storage on the side, so once they have a mature facility, now they have options. Did they build big enough where they replace their income? Now you have this huge real estate nest egg, to where they have options with retirement early, and that's the big driver with our owners. So I'll get into the capital needed to deploy, and the time frames, but that's really the big driver for a lot of our owners. Obviously the generational wealth is fantastic, but the goal is get in and have a first class real estate asset, and now they have options. They can continue on in their career, they can possibly retire early, and that's what it's all about. Our previous and current franchise owners, you can see they come from a array of different backgrounds. None of them had self-storage experience, or development experience. So they're truly leaning on us and our team, to guide them through the whole process. And it does take time, but you can see that, the backgrounds that we help and, give them options down the road to where, they can, retire early if they choose. Not all of our owners choose to do that. Um, Getting into the main ingredients, we like to call it. It's not only leaning on our 65, 70 years of experience and systems that we've built and our knowledge. Our owners are well vested where they can deploy this kind of capital. And you can see there 1.5 is typically for a single story, but that's a huge accomplishment in itself that they have that kind of capital to deploy into a project. But between them, our team, the synergy that we provide together, they do have to put in that 10 to 12 hours a week. And early on, it's obviously finding land, and then that gets into now we're working within the development and the contractors, and we're with them every step of the way, to make sure that everything's that the T's are getting crossed, the I's are getting dotted. Construction contracts, they can just look, overwhelming. So, we help them with that as well. Believe it or not, in self-storage, we are the only brick and mortar franchise. Now, there's zippy shells, pods, and units, and there's a place for that. But we're talking about you own the land, you own the building. This is as much as a real estate play as it is running a first-class facility. But a couple years ago, back in 2021, you can see on the screen, we were number one in the commercial real estate assets. Super loan friendly. How we performed back in that last downturn, 2008, 2009. The medical plexes, retail, apartment, they're all negative 18, 19% on the 30-day delinquencies. Self-storage was still a positive. Maybe only 3 or 4%, but not a negative. So, I don't want to say anything's recession proof, but recession resistant. We held our own in that last downturn, and that's why we're very loan friendly, and banks know it's a safe investment. So if you're going with an SBA loan and they're injecting 85% of the project, they're looking at the feasibility study, your 7-year revenue climb, when you're going to break even. So all those factors go into it. What we do, you can see the big 6 year. A lot of our owners find us early on, and they love the industry, they love the asset. They just they don't know where to get started. So early on, we're helping them find land and get through that development guidance. That's huge. Projects can be won or lost in the development. But as they're looking to come on board and partner with us and become a storage authority franchise owner, they're looking for 3, 4, and 5 there. We want to save them time. We want to reduce their risk, save them money. and if they're joining a franchise in our system, they're looking to, really do well on their profits, versus going it alone. So those are the major six. You can see our CEO wrote a book, Crush the Competition. He's also wrote a great development book as well. So again, it goes back leaning on that experience. We're close to 70 years experience on our team in the self-storage industry. The three big pillars. Here we are with new development, operation, customer service, sales, and marketing. Every pillar is critical. Early on, we're in the development. We have a instrumentally written development dynamic ease guidebook that we're working with our owners, and it has every step of the way. But obviously, that's a great foundation for our owners. And end of the day, they have us. They have access to our team 24/7. So that's our job, to keep them out of the landmines and keep them moving forward. Getting into operations, and obviously it's a very manager-driven system. Typically you'll have 1.5 employees, a big kiosk, looks like an iPad there at your facility. A rollover call center. So it's really meet the customer on the platform they want to do business, and that's why we're big on high tech, high touch. We deploy the 14 scripts there, so managers know what to say, when to say it, and that's what it's really all about. And going into the customer service, sales, and marketing, self-storage is our vehicle, but we are truly in the hospitality business. That's why you'll hear us say, if your clients choose to move forward and go through the discovery, it's Ritz versus the Holiday Inn, and it's self-storage. It's not the Ritz hotel, but it's more of a mindset. Treat every customer that walks through your doors like $1 million. Be part of the community. How can we make their bottom rights in our, we always have 100 business alliances, within our 3-mile radius. How can we generate some activity to them? And that's what it's all about. And that's really exponentially increases our referrals. Going into the systems and support, going into the land acquisition or the development guidance, operations. It's really access to our team, what it's all about when our owners get in with us. That it's new to them. Typically, developments, they've never built a multi-million-dollar real estate asset, so they need that hand holding, and that's what our team's here for. These are the four main options here that most of our owners have to get into is, build a new facility. The heavy lifting in self-storage is done from the ground up. Finding land, getting approvals, getting developed, getting leased up. It's not for everybody. It takes time. It takes capital. But that's really, the heavy lifting of development. Something that costs you X to build can be typically worth, 1.5 times that once it's mature. And then it increases infinity from there on as well. To speed things up, they can convert a big box store, something like the old Kmart or Sears. That's an option. Rebranding a smaller mom and pops, and maybe they have a couple of acres, they can develop another 30 or 40,000 square feet on. That's an option. And then buying existing, and if we're truly comparing apples to apples, now they're the ones paying 16, 17 million dollars for a site when they can develop it for almost half that. And again, that goes back to why the heavy lifting is done through development. Not everybody wants to take the time to go that route, but you can see, once you have a mature site, it's definitely worth it. The initial investment here, our franchise fee is 69,000. And that once they pay that fee, a lot of times, if they're going the development route, they're working with our team easily 2 years before their doors are open. Could go on to 3 years. Typically we're circling 0 to 12 months on finding land, and that's with them putting in 8 to 10 hours a week. So that's our initial fee, and then not another fee to our team until their doors are open. So that whole development guidance, we're with them every step of the way for 24 to 36 months before their doors are open. Ongoing royalty there, 6%. The marketing, website, and technology fee, that's 2.5%. quickly looking at this image here on the screen, this is our Houston location. They were the first ones to pioneer this Amazon hub box. It's all about foot traffic, eyes on the site, foot traffic to the site. Self-storage, we're lucky to get 4 or 5 customers a day. So you get a few more people coming in to pick up their package or drop off a package. This site actually, Ed, our owner at this site, probably equaled up to 3 to 5 extra rentals a month having that Amazon hub box there at the site. Going into the total investment, you saw earlier on in the slide for your clients there, 1.5 is what we recommend, all the way up to 3.5, and that's going to come into, is it an SBA loan? Is it a traditional loan? How big a site did they build in? Was it phased into it? So, we go through all that with your clients. What's the bandwidth? What kind of capital do they have to deploy? But we definitely recommend that minimum of 1.5. And it's nothing where they need immediately. Like they get in and they sign in with us. They don't need that 1.5 until they close the loan. But it's definitely something they want to have access to with 100% confidence, if they're deciding to move forward with us. The support and training, from development to operations, sales and marketing, the ongoing support when their doors are open. We literally have a manual for every situation. But again, it goes back to having access and the guidance to our team of what all of our owners really enjoyed. Next steps for your client introduction here. Obviously, as you introduce our brand, we always recommend handing out our brochure, and we have a book that self-storage is your vehicle to wealth. A quick read, but that'll give them enough confidence. Like, this is for me. This is the franchise I want to pursue. So we recommend handing those out to them, making sure they have the capital. We don't want to disappoint anybody that, even though they may have saved up $700,000 or $800,000, which is a ton of money, but it's just not enough to do, what we do here at Storage Authority. And then, introducing them to, our brand with the website, our FAQs, kind of getting a feel and a flair for us and our team, and reading our blogs and newsletters. And they'll get a good idea if they want to move forward and go through the discovery with us. And, upon the client introduction, they have the books, they have the brochure now. And then, once they decide to go through the discovery process, we always encourage, our franchise consultants, be on every call you want, be in every Zoom meeting if you wish. We can give you an update after every call as well. But typically it's 3 Zoom meetings where, we go in depth of, what we do and how we do it. Typically on that second discovery call, it's more, what's the land guidance and development guidance look like? They're meeting our team, and at the same time we're meeting them as well, so they can get a good feel for us, and us for them as well. We want to make sure we're going to be a good fit, and have a successful owner at the end of the day. And that's our quick slide for Franserve and our fantastic franchise consultants. My name is Garrett Byrd again. My number's there, right there on the screen, and you see our team as well. But definitely reach out to me if you have any questions, before you introduce a client, or if you want to just have a quick 5-minute call, or like I said, as these introductions come in, feel free to jump on every call or Zoom meeting as they go through the discovery. We always felt like, the more, supported they felt, not only by us as a franchisor, but as the consultants, the more we're all in communication. It seems like it's always a better success towards the end if they end up moving forward. So appreciate everybody's time. Thanks for listening. Again, Storage Authority Franchise. You can also visit storageauthorityfranchise.com. But thank you to the Franserve community. Yeah, Byrd, appreciate it.